I'm Rachel from ChainSense. In the next 5 minutes, what Safe actually is and isn't, how to build one properly the first time, and the blind signing trap the Bybit signers walked into that you can switch off for free. Safe is what Bybit signed with. It's also what most DAO treasuries sign with. Over $100 billion sits behind it. So when Bybit lost a fortune from a Safe wallet, the lesson wasn't Safe is broken. It was something the signers did, something you can avoid for free. Here's the Safe setup and that one thing. Start with what Safe actually is, because it's not a wallet in the way you're used to. Safe is a smart account, a smart contract on Ethereum and on most EVM chains that holds your funds and enforces a policy. The policy is simple: a set of owner keys and a threshold. 2 of 3, 3 of 5, whatever you choose. That threshold and that owner list aren't settings hidden in an app. They're on-chain state, public, verifiable, and changeable only by the quorum itself. Safe has been doing this since 2018, across more than 30 networks, with no contract-level exploit in its history. That track record matters, and we'll come back to it. Here's the mental shift. The keys you hold don't control the funds directly. They control the policy. When you sign, you're not moving money. You're casting one vote toward a transaction. The contract will only execute once the threshold is met. On top of that base, Safe supports modules, spending limits, recovery flows, time locks. But understand what a module is. Once enabled, it can move funds from your Safe without collecting owner signatures. It sits outside the threshold you just set. That's not theoretical. A few weeks ago, a flawed third-party module drained millions from Safes that had enabled it, while Safe's core contracts stayed untouched. So the rule: no modules on day one, and never one you haven't verified. Safe isn't a box for coins, it's programmable governance, and everything you enable joins the government. Now build one. First rule, and it's not optional: go to the official Safe app, app.safe.global, and check the address bar yourself. Not a link from a message, not a search ad result, not a mirror. The official app, every time. Connect your wallet, choose your network, and create a new Safe. Add 3 owners, and just like on the Bitcoin side, use 3 different hardware wallets, not 3 of the same brand. A Keystone, a Ledger, a Trezor, cross-vendor, so one company's bug can't take the whole quorum. Set the threshold to 2 of 3, then send a test transaction, a small amount, signed from 2 different devices, before anything real goes in. And here's the part that matters most, the part where Bybit went wrong. When you approve on each hardware wallet, read the device screen, not the app screen, the device screen. The interface running in your browser can be manipulated. The hardware screen, when it's showing you the real decoded transaction, is far harder to fake. So the rule on every Safe transaction, forever: verify the destination and the action on the hardware itself, not in the software that's asking you to sign. Which brings us to the lesson. When you sign a Safe transaction, your hardware wallet does one of 2 things. It can clear sign, decode the transaction, and show you, on its own screen, the real destination and what you're actually approving. Or it can blind sign, show you a meaningless hash or just the word sign because it can't decode what it's looking at. Blind signing is the gap. If your device shows you nothing meaningful and you approve anyway, you're trusting the software completely, and software can be compromised. That, in one sentence, is what happened at Bybit. The signers approved a transaction their hardware wallets weren't decoding, while the interface they trusted had been tampered with. The multi-sig did its job. The blind signature is what let it through. The full breakdown of that attack is in the next video. The fix is dull, and it works. Turn on clear signing for the contracts you use, and for anything your device can't decode, especially a change to your Safe's own configuration. Verify the transaction hash independently before you approve. Clear signing isn't magic, and it isn't universal. For an unknown contract, it can quietly fall back to blind signing, which is exactly why an unknown contract is the moment to slow down, not speed up. That's Safe done properly. The official app, cross-vendor signers, a tested setup, and clear signing on every approval. The full written walkthrough, including the hash verification step, is linked below. When you sign a Safe transaction, remember what you're really doing. Signing isn't approval, it's authorization. Subscribe to ChainSense. I'm Rachel. See you in the next one.